Good morning, our wonderful galleries. We are very excited to be here at Yamaha Music London, celebrating the best of the best days, which is International Women's Day. I am over the moon to be here with some incredibly talented artists. I'm just going to give a quick intro too. So, just to the right of me here, to the right, yeah, that is the right, to the right of me here, are these two gorgeous galleries who are our brand new YML Yamaha Music London ambassadors. This is Deuces. You want to introduce yourselves, ladies?
Hi, I'm Francesca and I'm Martine, and together we are Deuces.
Ooh.
We're from Northwest London, we're sisters, and we play sort of indie soul type music.
Beautiful. Oh, absolutely fantastic. And I'm so excited to have just next to Deuces here. This is the gorgeous Beth Keeping, who was our Yamaha ambassador last year. So lots of connection here, lots to talk about. Beth, do you just want to let everyone know a little bit about you?
Yeah, so I was your ambassador last year.
Mm.
My name is Beck Keeping. I'm a pop artist and songwriter, and I'm really passionate about music.
Fabulous. And last but definitely not least, just here, gorgeous Yasmin Hutchins, absolute superstar, who I work very, very closely with as part of Yamaha and also is a wonderful producer in her own right. So same again, Yas, if you want to just, give yourself a little shout out.
Hi, I'm Yasmin. Yeah, I work at Yamaha Music London on the ground floor. So with digital pianos and random orchestral things, but I actually play piano and guitar and I like to produce in my spare time. Okay.
Wonderful. So there, as we said, we've got a very creative group of women here. So it is a real honor to have you ladies. Thank you so much for coming in. So we're going to start with starting at the beginning. So like we're going back, and we're just going to ask each of you what your main inspirations were. Obviously, we all get inspired by something, right? That's where creative people, I think creative people are born creative people, and we develop and hone our skills through watching artists and bands that we love. So Deuces, who would you say were your main influences?
Well, it's crazy because, your influences change depending on whether you are just a listener or you're a performer. So I found that, when I was just a listener, my music taste was definitely more in the R&B, but also like, heart radio, this is everything 70s, 80s, 90s. I just was for the show.
Yeah.
I think we're quite affected. Yeah, growing up, just like everything,
Yes.
that's I'm like a record. I just can pick up things so quickly. So, just listening to all that kind of music.
Absolutely.
I think as we started to play music, we started to really get into the band scene. So seeing, and obviously there's a lot of, so Muse, Kings of Leon, all those exciting bands at the time, but then when you really start looking back, you see like the Cardigans and you see, No Doubt, and a lot of the Paramore and all those female fronted bands are going crazy, like System of a Down. So it was just everything we could listen to, just.
That's beautiful. And then slightly on the other side of the coin, but really intimate, beautifully done. Beth, do you want to tell us a little bit about your influences for your kind of that really wonderful, stripped back, very moving performance that you have? Did that come from anyone in particular?
So much. Well, it was really interesting what you said about the difference between being a listener and being kind of a writer performer, being inspired in that way. And I would say I listened to a lot of female singer songwriters growing up, particularly ones who played piano. So Delta Goodrem, Nora Jones, also Katie.
Oh, Nora Jones, Yamaha artist as well.
Yeah. So I think people like that. And then as I got a bit older, I started to listen to a lot more country music. So absolutely love it. And so I think that's where my kind of storytelling, that passion for just really getting details in lyrics and just taking a situation and really just telling the whole story and making people feel like they were in it came from. So obviously just like Taylor Swift, Dolly Parton as well, and just the whole eclectic mix in Nashville.
It's a beautiful way to put it, Beth. Also, who's loving Beyonce's new country album? Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good. And yes, and I love you. Obviously, you've worked with quite a few artists. Production is your key. So from a producer's perspective, is there something that's influenced you by way of your sounds?
Honestly, I kind of like, I'm very eclectic. I listen to lots of things. I love so many different kinds of music. So when I was growing up, my parents were more into the heavier rock metal kind of music, which influenced me, which is partly I think why I started learning guitar. But I love bands like Paramore, Green Day, Foo Fighters, and growing up, a band called Hayward Storm really inspired me. And the front woman, Lizzie Hale, she is like my absolute idol, and she plays guitar and she's awesome. So yeah, I kind of rock and heavier stuff was more what I listened to growing up. But then as I've got older, I branched out into other things, country as well, pop, loads and loads of genres. I like kind of a bit of everything.
I love that. And where was a lovely bit where Yaz, you introduced me to Yanaka,
Yeah.
and it was brilliant because I'd never heard her before. And Yaz came in and she says, and obviously Yaz, she's just like, she's a little spitfire. Like, she's so tiny. She comes in, she's listening to something. I was like, what is this? She's like, it's Yanaka, it's huge. You know, and you're like, yes, I love it. So obviously, as your influences have grown and you wonderful women have started making this incredible music of your own, is there a particular moment in your careers so far? I mean, we're all right at the, we're early on here, right? I mean, we've got some wonderful experiences under our belt and so much more to come. Is there a particular thing you can highlight that was a moment for you that you just thought, yes, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I love being this creative musician, this person?
So we were invited to an international show. It was for the international EYE, so it was like an international emerging bands competition.
Ace.
And we actually won it. This was a few years ago now. I can't believe it. It feels like it was yesterday. We were invited to France.
Oh,
And also to literally sit in government talks. So we got to,
wow.
to go to the European Parliament building.
Wow.
In Strasbourg, and did a massive showcase, like a big festival stage. All of the people that were in attendance were like, yeah. But also we got to literally sit down and we talked about the music industry, in Europe, in the UK,
Amazing.
what it is like to be an emerging, artist, and what that actually looks like on the ground, and what support can maybe put into place, and what struggles we're facing.
Yeah.
So it was like unreal, to be honest. Yeah.
And it was during
Wow.
COVID, so we were also discussing, what the scene will look like or coming out of.
Yeah,
The scene should look like moving forward.
absolutely. Collaboration, definitely. Thank you, Beth, you gorgeous. And you know what's really funny? It segues me beautifully into my next question, because obviously as women, massive thing that we do is we support other women. That's huge. And so much of the time, I think the narrative is perpetuated as being that women are in competition. And that's a narrative that's created by men. That's not a narrative that's created by women. As we know, women, you tend to be even more supportive of one another. We're always trying to give each other a boost, make sure that everyone feels loved and supported. Big question for you guys. How would you inspire younger female artists now to start learning and playing? So if you could give them a message or a mission statement or something to just say, keep doing it as a young female artist, what would you say? We'll go this way around this time. So yeah, do you want to kick it off?
My message is, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of what other people will say. There will always be people there to support you. If you just get your message out to the world, there will always be people that don't like what you have to say, but there will always be people that love what you have to say. And I think we need you, so that you could be sitting right here if you want,
Yay! Join us.
Don't be afraid, keep going. Just, if it feels right in your heart, then that's the right answer. Just follow it.
That's beautifully put, Yaz. Yeah, don't be afraid. That's it. Absolutely. Oh, and Beth, how about you?
I would say just do the music that you want to do and play the instrument that you want to play. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do something because you're of a certain background or a certain age. I had someone once tell me that I was too old to do pop music. So for years, I was just doing a different kind of music, which didn't really feel authentically me. And it was only really when I went back to, I released a pop song and I was like, oh, this is actually what I've always wanted to be doing. And so I just think just from the start, just being like, I'm going to make the music that feels true to myself.
Absolutely.
I think is probably the most important thing. And I would say also just having a group of friends, like supportive women, as you say, like women want to support other women.
Yeah.
I think it's so important just to be able to champion each other and just have a really good time as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Authenticity. Yeah, completely. Oh, and Deuces, how about you, galleys?
I would say do your best to inspire each other.
Mhm.
Definitely. And music is more than just being, loud at the center of attention. It's about really expressing yourself. And
Yeah.
you can really use music as a tool to let people know what's going on with you And most of the time, what's going on with you is what's going on with other people. It's such like people can relate so well to the written word and the song word.
Yeah.
You know, so I would say definitely like one of the things that I do actually is like do music workshops in schools, because it was in school that like we started to learn. I started learning the bass guitar. It was like a little school program, so I'm trying to spread that. And already there's people that pick it up when they see other women doing it. It's actually more inspirational than anything. It really isn't a competition. So inspire each other. That's the key one.
Coming off that note, I would say you're never too old to learn a new skill.
100%.
So if you're saying, even if you don't know how to play at all, there's no harm in trying to figure it out. You know, we've got such great resources these days. We've got YouTube. So, you know, you can learn anything for free even. You don't have to necessarily have a teacher as long as you've got will.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter, as Beth was saying, it doesn't matter if the sound doesn't look like, oh, this is not the kind of sound that you should be playing. It's not stereotypical of
How new things are invented, right?
exactly.
Yes.
Like, reinvent it. Do something.
You can make a new instrument. It's not something, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, yeah, dream big. Why not? Yeah.
And learning and tell you that's how it's
Mm.
done. Now that's how it's done because you did it.
Oh, that's our soundbite. That's our soundbite. We've got it. Yes. Yeah.
As well. If you want to learn an instrument similar to what you guys were saying, learn what you want to learn. Just because your parents are saying if you want to learn guitar, but your parents say no, you have to learn, violin. Learn guitar.
That you want to learn. Yeah. I was gonna say, is that a subtle message to
Never too old thing. I have customers all the time telling me, "Oh, I'm retired. Am I too old to learn the piano? Oh, I've always wanted to learn the guitar." You start now. Like honestly, it's never too late.
Yeah.
But if you're really young and you start young too, that's great.
Yeah. We just want more people playing music, right? Yeah, I'm with you. Beautifully put. So moving on to, we've had a lovely uplifting bit there. Obviously, we do have to focus on some of the nitty-gritty, which is challenges that we as women face. So the music industry still, as we know, it's still a male-dominated field, but we are seeing progress in the right direction. We were just chatting earlier saying there were more awards handed out to female musicians, and particularly as well, younger and Black musicians as well, which was massive, and it's taken a massive step this year alone. It's got a long way to go, as we'll probably hear from a few of you. What are some challenges that you faced? Are there things that is it studio sessions? Is it when you're playing live? What do you feel like you come up against? Deuces, do you want to kick it off?
I think it's definitely more the live and securing certain shows, because obviously with the look, I mean, we're two
You look fire. May I add absolute fire? Yeah.
plus size ladies, and people don't expect what's gonna come out, you know.
Yeah,
and
so,
to be honest,
you know, you get stereotypes.
yeah,
Automatically assume
they don't
you're
really belong in that lineup. Maybe that would really go for this show.
might not work with what everyone else
You
is kind
know,
of
and
saying.
so I think that's one of the big challenges is finding that place, because when you're like a niche or like a subgenre of a niche, then it's like
Yeah. No, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
that doesn't help either, because it's like, because sometimes I see some people, I'm like, who put this stuff like what?
Why aren't we doing that? Yeah.
I guess.
Well, word, that's that message out there now. Nobody puts deuces in the corner, basically. No, I'm with you, definitely. And it's like, we're not going to be put in the corner. We're not going to be silenced. We're going to keep pushing for it, definitely. Find a way. That's it.
Not just R&B vocals.
Massive range. Yes. I'd love to hear you scream. That'd be awesome. And Beth, how about you, babe? Studio stuff, live stuff. Is there a particular event or something that particularly that's happened that's made you feel that way? Like you're being pushed somewhere you don't want to be or you don't want to do?
Yeah, I think on the artist side, I would say age, I think is a big factor. I think we're seeing more and more women in their 30s and 40s, in the charts, just really going for it. And I think that's really inspiring for younger women to be like, well, actually, just because I'm over a certain age doesn't mean that I can't get a record deal or even just release music independently.
Music independently in it. Yeah.
now that I think that being an independent artist is so much more common.
Mm.
So I think that's been a real challenge in kind of second guessing yourself, being like, oh, can I do this type of music, once I'm over 25 or whatever it is, but actually just being like, you know what, I'm just going to make the music that I want to make. And I would say as a songwriter, because I've worked in rooms like as a writer for other artists, and I think it is a real challenge, particularly when it's such a male dominated industry. And I think the last time I checked, it was like 18.5% of songwriters in the UK are women. And the rest
Less
of it
than
is
20%.
yeah, less than 20%. And I think it's really hard to go into a room that's dominated by men. And I've had sessions where I've kind of, thought that maybe the song isn't quite going in the right direction, and that maybe we kind of lost the point of the song. We need to move it back. And I've said something like 3 or 4 or 5 times, and I haven't been listened to, or I've been shut down. And then a man will say the same thing, and then suddenly they're like,
And they're like, oh, it's so genius. Yeah.
and it's like a bit of a voice. I think what I'd say as an encouragement is just, I think as a songwriter, if anyone wants to get into writing, I think it's important just to know what it is that you bring to the table, and being confident about your own skill and what you'll bring it into that room. Because I think if you have that confidence, then you can be like, okay, yeah, this is what I do. Maybe I'm not a producer, but like I'm really good with storytelling, I'm good with lyrics, and actually I can own this skill and I can own this space. And actually the thing that I'm saying is worthy of contribution, and actually people should be listening. So I think that's really important.
Absolutely. What you're saying, they should be listening. That's it. Absolutely. And yes, as probably, I don't want to assume, but the youngest member, the youngest woman in the group at the moment, what do you think so far has been your biggest challenge?
So there's two ways about this. There's the producing side, the production side, where as a female, as particularly men will question you a lot. Can you plug in a microphone? Do you know how to set the game? All of these, yeah. Like, can you do anything? Do you know what a condenser microphone? It's like there'll be things like that are really obvious. And I've studied this, and I ended up getting the best grades in the whole class. Like, what grades you can get? I left with the best grades you can get. So I will put myself on back.
Yeah, good for you. Absolutely, yes.
In spite of obviously certain people telling you, you're stupid because you're female, basically you can't figure out this technical thing, when I probably did better than them. But that's one side, which can, of course, put you down. It does the opposite to me. It makes me want to
Fuels the fire. Yeah.
That's great. But then the other side of it would be, and also actually I once tried to go for an internship with a production company, and the man talking to me, he was really lovely about everything, but he actually warned me that as a female, he was like 50, and he was like, as a woman, you're gonna have a lot of struggle. It's like, I don't agree with it, but unfortunately you're gonna have people put you in a box. You're not going to get the same opportunities. You're going to be overlooked. And he said that's something you're going to unfortunately have to understand and work through. So the fact that a man was warning me of that just says it all, doesn't it? I mean, how bad that really is.
Yeah.
But I appreciated his honesty about it. So that's one side. The side of working here, I get as well, which you are very much aware of as well. When customers come in, sometimes they'll immediately not listen to me because
it happens.
I'm female. It's completely out of the question. I know one of the best salespeople in our store. But ultimately I get questioned on my knowledge. Once I was told by a man that he didn't want to speak to me because he wanted to speak to my male colleague who was younger and also new because he looked more knowledgeable.
What does that mean? Yeah. He looks more male. Yeah.
That's what I did actually. But anyway. But yeah, some of the challenges, you will find that you are often overlooked, ignored, and put at a disadvantage, but I think what's great about the music industry, particularly the performing side, not so much yet with production, but the performing side, there are so many more female artists that are breaking through. They are, more popular than some of the male artists as well. And as you say, getting awards and things like that. So we need to work on the tech side. So if you want to
Yeah, so please, exactly. Yes. Yeah.
regards to the performing, we're still not there yet, but I feel we have come miles, and it's good to appreciate how far you've come.
Yeah.
Also, there's still loads to go.
Yeah.
That's, yes.
So,
Oh,
I would actually say on the production side, I think something that the pandemic did
yes.
was it actually forced a lot of women to be like, you know what, I'm actually gonna have to do this.
I'm going to do it. Yeah. We rolled up our sleeves, right? We said, yeah, we're going to do it.
And so
Yeah.
I think we are seeing a whole wave of new female producers and artists who've been like, you know what, now I'm self-produced,
Yeah.
and they're finding a whole new sound because they've been experimenting in their
Good.
bedrooms. And I think we are getting more and more grants as well for female producers.
Yeah.
So I think stuff like that is exciting. So I'm really hoping,
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a hard industry, but I just really hope that we can change that 3%
We
of
can.
producers to
Yes. To slightly more. Yeah. Flip it the other way. Yeah. Yeah.
On the back of that as well, totally agree. With us, in terms of studio, in the early days when we would go to studios, definitely male dominated space didn't always feel like a safe space, to be honest. And even though you know what you want, somehow
We just don't get it.
you don't get it.
They just
So
don't understand the
they don't
translation's not there.
understand. Yeah, I don't
How
know.
you're,
Or maybe they're not
to-
taking you serious in terms of, no, this kind of needs to go.
they think they know better.
Let's
It's
just
like
move
your
further.
sound.
Yeah.
Yes.
They always
So-
think they're actually, I think this is what you want, and
Yeah,
they do it.
right?
They do, and we don't like it. So to be honest, from that, I think
We've had to learn to do.
To do it ourselves.
Yeah, so all of our music that you've heard is us.
That's all your own production as well.
So we record everything. We have our home studio. We do everything.
Awesome.
And we have one producer that we work with to just mix and master.
Yeah.
So because
Oh,
we don't play, and we like that one experience, those few isolated experiences. We're like, that's enough.
that's enough. Yeah, isn't it?
Let's just do what we want to do.
Let's do what we want to do.
If you need something done right, you
Yeah.
I work with female producers now.
Yes.
It's changed the whole experience.
Communication, right? As well. It's just so much easier. It's so much more straightforward. Yes. Yeah. Oh, I mean, these are brilliant. I mean, we're coming a little bit towards the end of the questions now. There's so much I want to ask you about. So actually, I do just want to take this second, say, I'm certain this is not the last you want to see of these wonderful women. So if we just do go round and just let everybody know where they can find you, where they can follow you, as long as you're happy, like send over some DMs, ask some questions, get involved, and other women as well. We're always wanting to collaborate, right? Send us your tracks. We want to hear what you're doing. So yeah, where can we find you? Yaz, you kick it off.
So I actually also do photography and videography as a separate thing. So really find me on there, I guess, which is, I think,
It's Yaz Jade. Yeah. But you've just done a wonderful video for Claudia Story called Horizon, and it's fantastic. Yes,
in central London. She's another horse.
she is brilliant. Yeah.
She's
Yaz Jade, beautiful. And Beth, where can we find you, babe?
Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, or X, sorry.
X. Go on.
so
At Beth Keeping.
keeping like the bird.
Keeping it real, keeping it cool. Beautiful. And keeping it there. Yeah. And Deuces, lovely ladies, where can we come to you for much more of this content? I wanna hear so much more from you. So we're time limited, but yes, where can we get you?
On Deuces UK, and that's Deuces with an X. So DEUXES.
I love that. I love that so much. You guys say it that way every time. Oh, amazing. And you can always find me at Lilybud London on Instagram or with my band at We Are The Glare. To kind of end it, to conclude, because this has just been such a pleasure, and honestly, and you can make the joke about women talking, but we could talk for hours, right? Like we could be here for hours. But the big question I want to ask you, because like we said, we are about to see so much of all of you on the scene, and I am so excited about it. I can't even tell you. What are your biggest goals for the future? We'll keep going this way around. What's your biggest goals, is coming up?
honestly, it's to get more. I know this isn't music as such, but it's to get more into the photography and videography side, which
Amazing.
actually to do with music. Yeah, I want to do it
Mm.
within music, do more
Mhm.
videos, do more. So if anybody wants a videographer,
Hey, yes, you know where to find us. Yes.
just come DM me. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm want to develop that side of it more. I love the production stuff, but I want to do more of the actual visuals for the music because having the musical brain, I can also
See.
see it.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yeah.
so I
Visuals,
feel
yeah.
that I can really help bring your music or whatever to life in a visual aspect too, which is I'm really excited to start.
Yeah, perfectly put. Yeah,
Yes.
bring it to life. Definitely. Oh, excellent. And Beth, how about you? Goals coming up. I know you've got a little mini tour coming up, don't you?
Given a little mini tour and just a few little dates around London and Surrey. But I think, yeah, I'm just working on a lot of new songs that just really mean a lot to me. So I think I'm just getting those together, just getting them out, just more music, more vibes, more copy vibes.
Yeah.
And then also I'm just having some conversations at the moment with some sync agencies. I just really want to get my music more into like TV and film because sometimes I
Excellent.
just watch a Netflix show and I'm like, my music.
It's like, I'm here in me. Yeah. Yes. I love that. So we're looking out for you on Netflix. Netflix and chill as in Netflix and Beth. Yeah, keeping it chill. Yes. Epic. Brilliant. And Deuces, you are busy ladies, right? There is a lot happening.
Yes, there's a lot happening, but I think our ultimate aim is get all the music out because like there's so much swimming in our heads right now. So I think
we've got a backlog.
Oh, that's so exciting. It's all ready to come out.
yes, let me read you the vocal on that.
Yeah.
Clearer today.
Yeah.
So
And even if we're talking about with the genres, like when do you decide? Oh, let's do country stuff now.
in the country.
Mm.
Songs. It's like when we're gonna do it. So I think
Different. Yeah.
yeah. So I think this year you're gonna see a lot of us spitting out tracks. Definitely.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait. Definitely. And that's where we can find you also. Instagram, TikTok, on X. Yes, definitely look out because there's so much coming from these wonderful women. Oh, ladies, well, look, a happy International Women's Day to all of you. Like we said, we're making massive waves. Yamaha, we're making waves. We are. And obviously, there's a big ways to go. We appreciate all your support hugely. Come and see us at Yamaha Music London. Look up these wonderful women. Our ambassadors are going to be back a lot with us this year as well. Ladies, it's been an absolute joy. Thank you so much. Cheers to all of you.